hear things from some of the departments that fall under the Office of Organizational Support, and just kind of keep the community aware of what we're doing and the strides that we're making. In the maintenance department, we've recently had a facilities study conducted. That facilities study was done by Beard and Riser. That will be available to the public, and it will be on our district webpage. So after today, tomorrow it should be available for the citizens to go on and look to see exactly what some of those things that were said about the buildings throughout our district. And as of right now, our maintenance, we have a staff of 15. We have about 94 buildings that they're overseeing throughout the district. A lot of our buildings are older buildings, and we have a lot of maintenance repairs that we do on a daily basis. Some of the things are our roofing projects that we recently completed, like Greenwood High Wing C. We also had a roofing project at 3 recently completed. We have had some issues throughout the district with our AC and our heating units. We have recently had some repairs done through an outside consulting agency. About 41 package units were installed recently, and that was at Amanda Elsie High School and Amanda Elsie Junior High, as well as LaFleur County High School. Also, we are looking at making sure that our bathrooms are brought up to condition throughout the district. We are currently putting in new toilets throughout the district, and we're also making sure that we have tissue holders, paper towels, and soap dispensers throughout our schools. And that's just a brief stint of some of the things that we have going on in our maintenance department. Next, I'll talk about our Office of Safety, School Safety. We have a staff of SROs and SSOs in that department. We recently conducted an active shooter drill training at Davis Elementary. I think you will see that featured today in the Commonwealth. We also have sent our officers through trainings that was conducted by the Mississippi Department of Education. Those officers are certified officers. They have been trained in a lot of different things, such as restraint and seclusion, as well as character ed for our students throughout the schools. Next, briefly, I'll speak on transportation. Right now, we're seeking grants to try to purchase new buses for our district. Right now, we're in need of about 15 buses to add to our fleet. And we are making sure that we're training our bus drivers and making sure that they are aware of all the safety issues and concerns that we have for our students. Also, we try to promote, speaking with our parents and our students on those discipline issues that do occur on our school buses. We try to make sure that we provide safe transportation for all our students throughout the district. And we're also asking the public to be aware of Nathan's Law, and that's making sure that when you see the bus arm stop, that you stop, that no one tries to pass through. We want to make sure that we keep the safety of our students in mind as we drive throughout our communities. Last but not least, I'd like to talk about our flu prevention measures that we're taking strides to make sure that we keep our students at school, because being at school is one of the things that makes sure that academic learning takes place. We're asking of our parents to keep students at home, especially if your child has had a 100-degree or higher fever within the past 24 hours, if they may have experienced vomiting, diarrhea, or a bad cold, especially if it's a runny nose or coughing, just to make sure that they are getting well and that you could take them possibly to a physician to make sure that they're not coming down or that they're having symptoms of the flu. And we're also asking that you provide a current phone number to your school to make sure that in the case of an emergency that the school is able to contact you immediately, so we can keep our students safe and we can make sure that not only our students but our staff as well. Those are just some of the things that we're asking. We are also at the school level making sure that we're teaching students and staff preventative measures such as washing of the hands, making sure they're using hand sanitizers. Our staff is constantly wiping down doors, desks, to ensure that any germs are being not being spread throughout the classroom or throughout the school. And so we're just asking for your support, not only for this school year, but for the up and coming school year. And we just bring you greetings and thanks from the Office of Organizational Support.
Good morning. I am Dr. Kenneth Pulley, Deputy Superintendent of the Greenwood-LaFleur Consolidated School District. My role is to supervise and monitor the instructional program of the district. And in the Office of Academics and Leadership, we have several offices: the Office of Federal Programs, Office of Elementary Education, Office of Secondary Education, Testing and Professional Development, and Science and History. Our teachers and students are working extremely hard to gear up for the end-of-year state test. We'll begin by talking about third grade. All third graders have to take the third grade GATE, is what we like to call it, but it's the Mississippi Academic Assessment Program for ELA for third grade students. The first time test for our third graders will be given during the testing window of April 13th through the 24th. The Greenwood-LaFleur Consolidated School District is committed to improving literacy in all grades, particularly those in our early grades, pre-K through third grade. We do acknowledge that we had 55% of our third grade students who failed the third grade GATE on last year for the first time. So we have been working very hard this year to drastically improve those numbers. On this year, these are just a few things that we have been doing to ensure that our students are passing the third grade GATE for the first time. We have held monthly meetings with parents regularly since August to communicate the importance of reading, to share strategies with our parents and students that they can use at home to improve student performances. Our next meeting will be held on February 25th at 6 p.m. at the LaFleur County Services Building. Also, this year, principals have adjusted school schedules to make sure that students who may need additional help in ELA receive it during the school day. We are providing daily district-level instructional supports. That means our district-level staff from our Office of Federal Programs, Elementary Education, Secondary Education, and Testing and Science and History. We're going out, our staff, our district-level staff are going out to assist teachers and providing them with feedback on just what it is that they may need to do to improve instruction for our students. We're also analyzing data every day to determine strengths and weaknesses in our data to make the necessary adjustments. We don't want to wait until the end of the year to make adjustments and then start cramming for a test. So all year long, we've been analyzing school data, making adjustments as needed in all of our classrooms to make sure that all of our students are getting what they need. So parents, specifically for this test, these are just some strategies that you can use at home to help our students be able to understand what it is they're reading, to be able to comprehend what it is they're reading. We're asking that each of you have your children to read aloud. Just read the newspaper, read books, read magazines aloud to you. Point out any missed words and help your child read the words correctly. Then have your child reread the sentence to be sure that he or she understands what it is that they're reading. Also, we're asking that you make reading a habit in your home. Set aside some time each day where your child has to read something. It is very, very important. The third grade GATE is not an easy test. However, we know that we have the capable teachers and the capable students who can go in there and perform and do well on the test. However, we want to make sure that we equip you all with the strategies necessary to improve student performance on our third grade GATE. State testing in grades, in the other grades 3 through 12, beginning on April 13th and then ending on May 15th, all students in testing areas in our school district will take state assessments. Also, in the Office of Federal Programs, we have been implementing our after-school program this year at several of our schools, and we're encouraging all parents to allow your students to attend our after-school program in our schools. We are doing everything that we can to make sure that students receive what they need. During our after-school programs, we provide students with remediation on the particular standards in ELA or math or science that they may have performed lowest in on weekly or bi-weekly tests. And so this is just an additional opportunity for students to improve their performance in certain areas. So please, if students can attend, please encourage and help us to boost our attendance in our after-school programs. On last week, the district hosted its annual spelling bee. About 27 students participated in that spelling bee. The winner of the spelling bee was from Threadgill Elementary School. In the Office of Secondary Education, on February 25th, we have a window beginning on February 25th. All juniors, our 11th grade students in our school district will take the ACT. The ACT is given to all juniors each year in February. It's paid for by the state. And so we have been working all year to provide our students with the ACT strategies during certain classes such as ACT Prep to prep them for this particular ACT. Also, it's important that our students are scoring as high as possible for college entrance. Currently, we have approximately 209 students in our school district who are enrolled in dual enrollment courses. They are taking dual enrollment courses through Mississippi Delta Community College and Mississippi Valley State University. For dual enrollment is simply meaning that they are currently enrolled in high school and they're also enrolled in the college or university taking the college level courses. And so our students, many of our students, about 40% of our students are taking advantage of these higher level courses and getting them prepared for college. So we're very excited about that. And the more students we have participating in our dual enrollment courses and performing well in these courses, it definitely helps to boost the college potential for those students, and then also accountability ratings for our schools and district. Science and history in December, we did host our first living wax museum. About 45 of our students represented historical figures of the past and present. This was a great experience for our students, and it was well attended by students and by parents. As a brief update in our area of academics, students have been taking 4.5-week assessments on this week. On today, students have been taking assessments in math. And so what we've seen across the school year is that in all of our schools are meeting and exceeding growth targets and achievement targets that we've set from last year's performance areas. That our students are meeting and exceeding targets in math. And so we are continuing to see great improvements and achievement in math. ELA does remain a challenge, but we are working, and our teachers have, since the new school year, since the new semester began, our teachers have participated in professional development to assist them in developing their skills in ELA instruction and providing that instruction for our students.
All right. I am Lakeisha Coleman, bringing you greetings from the Office of Student Support and School Improvement. We're excited to provide you with an update today on our English language learners and how we're preparing them for success in the district. Our English language learners are students who were not born in the United States or whose native language is a language other than English. We provide instructional support whereby instruction is translated in their native language to English. We also provide a computer-based program called Imagine Learning that helps our English language learners improve language acquisition. It gradually releases them from their native language to English. Students are also provided small group instruction provided by staff members who receive ongoing professional development. Chromebook usage at home with students are increasing and at an all-time high. The Chromebooks are used by students in multiple ways. Our scholars are using them to increase learning time using district-purchased computer-based programs. Chromebooks are used to remediate skills taught in the classroom and to continue enrichment activities assigned by our teachers. Chromebooks have also been used to complete research projects and research papers. Our high school students and seniors are using them to complete college applications and to apply for scholarships. Just this morning, we observed a young man going out to breakfast with his dad, and if you take a look at our Facebook page, you'll observe that while Dad is inside of the restaurant purchasing breakfast, he's outside sitting in the car on his Chromebook, beginning his day early. We are working very hard with our students with disabilities, preparing them to meet district expectations. Our teachers are working with them to prepare specifically for end-of-year assessments. District assessments have revealed we have shown great student growth in all academic areas. Specifically, the students are working with teachers in small groups to address their individual needs. We are providing additional time to complete tasks and extended learning opportunities. Technology like our Chromebooks is one of the many tools that we use and is designed to provide immediate access to academic material. We have greatly improved the process of identifying our student needs, developing goals and strategies for students, and implementing those goals with fidelity. At our Juvenile Detention Center, we're excited to report that we provide a safe and caring learning environment. We also help students to develop academic skills that will enable them to have academic success focused specifically in the area of literacy. Staff also works with students on the social skills and to enable success in interpersonal relationships, as well as to help them, assist them with establishing specific career goals that will lead to lifelong success. This year, we're undergoing a book study. As you are aware, the mission of the Greenwood-LaFleur Consolidated School District is to unify, educate, and prepare all students for college and career by providing a high-quality learning experience. In a similar manner, we strive to do the very same things with our staff by providing professional growth. As a result, the district is conducting a book study of John C. Maxwell's 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork. We are studying and working collaboratively on team building. Our ultimate goal is to learn principles of team building that are necessary for the success of the Greenwood-LaFleur Consolidated School District. Kudos to district staff on your weekly discussions and reflective practices, improving effective communication and teamwork in all departments.
And with that being said from Ms. Coleman, we will step aside and take a break, and we'll come back with more from the representatives from the Greenwood-LaFleur Consolidated School District right here on Blazing 93.9 FM. Stay tuned. And we are back with representatives from the Greenwood-LaFleur Consolidated School District, and we'd like to thank them for taking time out of their busy schedules on today to come and to let us know exactly what's going on in and around our school district. We heard from Mr. Johnson, who told us about the facilities and security and such as that, and then from the Deputy Superintendent, Mr. Pulley, who told us about stuff going on in and around the administrative part of the district and testing and all. And of course, Ms. Coleman for all of her input. Now, just a little follow-up on some of the things that were said. A lot of individuals, Mr. Johnson, I'll pose this question to you. A lot of individuals are I'll say, afraid that there may be some type of closure going on with some of the buildings in the school district, and they're worried about where in the world are we going to put all these children if we close up this spot because it's deteriorated so badly. Where are we going to put these young people? Can you talk to us a little bit about something along that line?
I can answer that. Actually, the district itself has not spoken anything about closure. Has not even come up in a conversation throughout the district about any of the buildings. What we did do was conducted a facility studies just to see the conditions of the buildings that we had throughout the district. So now we can meet with the board, meet with stakeholders, and make a informed decision moving forward on what we need to do as a community to make sure and to ensure that we have safe and good schools for all our students throughout the district.
Okay.
This had a few early challenges, guns on campus. You were able to work through that successfully because nobody got hurt. Talk about that process, the reason they was able to work out well.
We did institute metal detectors at all our schools. We instituted some procedures. Of course, we have SROs, which are our school resource officers, and we have SSOs, which are our school safety officers at every school throughout the district. So one of the routines that they have established in place is to do a security check every morning as students enter the school building. So once they go through the metal detector, if they would buzz off or set off their alarm, then that's where the resource officer would step in and do those security checks, safety checks, to see if by chance they would have a weapon of that nature, of that type. And so that's what happened in those instances, and was successfully able to obtain those weapons and ensure the safety and security of not only our students but our staff at the school.
We're in the second half of the first year of a brand new school district, brand new leaders. Talk about how has it gone to this point, and all three can respond.
Of course, anything you start new, it presents its own set of challenges, and I think for the most part, the community has supported us, our staff has supported us, and for me, I can honestly say that things have gone a lot better than I expected them to do, and I want to thank all that out there that are supporting us and encouraging us and helping us throughout this process.
The vision of our school district is a community united to improve the quality of life through education. Since the school district began, our superintendent, Dr. Brown, and all of us have been to all schools. We've been to various community meetings. We've hosted various stakeholder meetings. Throughout the school year, we've hosted parent meetings, and we've gotten tremendous support from our parents, from our staff, as relates to the efforts that's been made to consolidate our school district. Consolidation has not been easy. However, because of the hard work of all stakeholders, we do believe that this process has been very smooth, and we worked through any concerns which we may have had. But as of February 2020, things are going well in the Greenwood-LaFleur Consolidated School District.
Mr. Johnson, you said the Building Riser came out. They did an assessment of the schools. Before that, you all went out, all the district leaders went out. They looked at the school, assessed the school. When you all got the report, was it anything that you all didn't know about? The fact that they're experts, they might have found something that you all didn't see. Were you all surprised at anything that they found?
Well, early on, we did a school tour with the administrative staff along with our school board, and we did see a lot of some of the same issues that Building Riser found. I think one of the things maybe that they brought to light was probably the number of buildings. I think that was one of the things that the report that we actually are maintaining 94 buildings throughout the district, and the fact maybe dealing with some electrical things to that nature that they brought up. Some of those things, but most of the things that was cosmetic that we could see, we saw those things, but it was just a couple of other things that they kind of made us aware of that we didn't know just off looking at it.
A lot of old buildings, like the schools around the Mississippi Delta, a lot of those schools are old. A lot of money is going to those schools. talk about where the money could go if you didn't have to do so many repairs every year.
Well, I definitely, it can go back to the students. It can go back to finding and getting resources that can support them academically. I think that's one of the main focus that money could be diverted to for our students.
Ms. Cole, you talked earlier about different students. Like today's students, you're going to have a very integrated population of students. You have students that don't speak, but say, one language, don't speak English. How are those students taught?
Well, they're taught by the regular classroom teacher. We've purchased translating devices, and we have a computer-based program called Imagine Learning. And what it does is it's a gradual release from their native language to English. And what we found is with our younger students, the earlier we begin these programs, the better they are at speaking English. And they've helped us to communicate with stakeholders in the community, including their parents, because when they learn it, they go back and they teach it. And we've had some success, great levels of success on assessments with these students, because the focus is language acquisition and literacy. So Dr. Pulley mentioned earlier that we need parents to please provide time where students can read at home, because our English language learners don't know the language. They put a major focus on the language and reading and increased time with language and literacy, and they're showing great improvement in the classroom at a much faster rate than those if they were not reading and practicing it at home.
Sometimes when you're different, you're perceived as being a different type of person. How are those students received by their students, other students?
I'll say this, in our goal to unify the community, what we've learned is that the students have been the mentors and models for the adults on how we should behave and interact and collaborate with each other, because we don't have issues with the students. It's kind of hilarious that the students, while they may not speak the same language, they speak the same language, because things are, a child will be a child, and they have common things in place, and they're going to experience the same thing, and they are willing to help each other more. So we don't have issues with any specific population of students with our regular students. They're well received, they're welcome, and they're just like any other child. You give them an opportunity to work together without the biases and the prejudices that that are learned from adults. The children thrive in these environments, and they work well and help each other.
You talked earlier about dual enrollment, and you get the number of students. How far ahead can a student get in college? How many classes can they have from high school, I guess the senior, junior, with dual enrollment? How many classes max they can have before they enter the college level?
Well, it depends on when they start. Some of our students are starting as early as middle school with some of the courses, because many of the middle school courses are counted as high school courses. So it's very individualized in that it just depends on the track of the students.
Just for clarity, you're saying that as early as what grade?
8th grade,
And
some of them are.
they need a college credit starting at that point?
Well, you got to remember, if they're taking those high school classes in the middle school grades, it allows time for them to take those college courses in high school.
Just for clarity.
And ICT, which is a computer class, they take in 8th grade, and it does count.
Okay. Dr. Pulley, I heard you talk earlier about programs that you had in place as it relates to the testing. You had after-school tutoring, and are there any programs in place that would help an adult, a parent that may not understand what's being sent home by their child? We have some younger parents these days that some of them hadn't got an opportunity to finish high school. Are there programs such as GED programs? Does the school district do they? I guess what I'm asking is, do they supply that type of programming?
We have not had any inquiries this year regarding GED. However, that option is available in our school district.
Well, good, because I know how important it is to get get the child on a level where he or she is ready for these state tests that's coming their way. And if mom and daddy is not on that level, then you could get them in. I saw it on this movie, Joe Clark. Joe Clark said if the mom and daddy need help reading, get them in here on the weekend and teach them as well.
Now, what we have been doing, specifically for our third grade parent meetings, but those strategies can work across the board, different grade levels. Each month, we have parent meetings regarding strategies that parents can use with students at home to help increase reading comprehension. And we also have computer aided programs such as iReady. We also have a new program in our district that we're focusing on our third graders. Lexia is a very similar program, but it just targeting students' reading comprehension, starting their working with their phonics, working with vocabulary instruction. And so we have several, just different programs that we are providing for our parents so that students can use it at home. Also, we've had meetings on this week, and we will be rolling out very soon a document that parents can use to see exactly several tips that they can use at home for kids at the elementary level and secondary level. So we do have those Chromebooks, and so the use of the computer and the internet is not a factor that our parents or students can say, well, we don't have it. Everybody has it now.
Okay.
So we're going to send home some tips and strategies to use in using Chromebooks on improving that instruction and assistance from parents at home.
Okay, good job.
Many times successful schools are going to have successful communities, and it comes from community support. Can y'all kind of speak to that a little bit? How engaging is the community, business community, with the Greenwood or Florida Consolidated School District?
Well, I'll start.
Sure.
One of the things that I noticed going out throughout this year is we did receive a number of donations from the community for our students for their insurance fees on the Chromebooks that was issued. And so we saw tremendous support, as well as I think we also have received several donations for the Early Learning Collaborative. So we have been receiving a lot of support from our local business, even through our athletic programs and through just things that go on daily at the schools. I think even when the schools have sponsored events, they have community to reach out and support them.
All the students currently owners of Chromebook. All the students in the district right now have been issued one.
Well, Chromebooks have been issued for all students. We have enough, but unfortunately we do have some students that are lacking in their insurance fees, and we're trying to make sure that we're still seeking donations from the community to try to make an effort. But we are allowing those students to utilize the Chromebooks at school. It's just at this point they're not allowed to take them home.
And the insurance is how much, and how do they contact the school if they want to come in and take care of that?
They're $15 per student. The Chromebook insurance fees, they can reach out to the district office. They can make contact at 662-453-4231, or they can reach out to their local school, to the principal, and find out if they want to donate it directly to the school for a specific student.
Talk about your transportation fleet. Your fleet, how is it? Conditions in? I know you all got several new buses in, I believe.
Yeah, over I think the last couple of years, we have 4 new buses that we have added to the fleet. Unfortunately, as you add, you do have those buses that are older that have to be taken off the fleet. So right now we have, I think, about 7 buses that are no longer in service. So we're looking to not only replace those buses, but also get additional buses. So we're looking at possibly in sometime in the near future of trying to acquire grants and trying to acquire other funding to add additional buses to our fleet. We're looking at trying to add at least 15 more buses. That's where we stand to get us to operating successfully a fleet.
15 over what period of time?
Well, we're hoping that we can get them within the next year, or if not, we're looking to try to at least try to do maybe 5 a year if possible.
So as you take those buses off of your list, can they be sold by the school district as surplus?
Yes, that is possible. That would be at the discretion of the school board to on their decision on how they would dispose of those vehicles.
Teachers shortage is not unique to the Greenwood School District. Manufacturers across the Delta. How you are managing your teacher shortage when it comes to not having enough certified teachers? Again, that's a challenge across the state, not just Greenwood. How do y'all manage to get through that and work through that?
Currently, what we have done, our teachers, our students, we make sure that we create our schedule so that our students are in the presence of a certified teacher, so that they are provided with the best education possible on a daily basis. There are some areas where we do have limited resources, available, and limited pool of staff for those particular areas. But through our personnel department, they work vigilantly on locating and seeking out those certified staff members to fill those vacant positions.
And I'll add additionally, we are employing the grow your own model. I think that's one of the things that have been adopted throughout the state as of now, and they're seeking those people with the educational background to be able to be provisionally licensed, and then we work with those individuals on ensuring that they will receive full certification, because they are likely to stay in our community and to build a stronger teacher workforce in the future.
Okay, are you all still participating in the Teachers Across America program? I think that was something that was...
Yes, we have a few that we still, as of right now, we have 5 that we do have throughout the district from Teach for America, and we are looking for other opportunities. And I think we actually have a pilot, we're in a pilot program from MDE, and that's PBL, performance-based licensure. And so we're working with them. We have 10 candidates currently that's going through that process.
Teachers can be the best spokesman for teachers and recruiter for teachers. I think all of you all have been teachers before. Why should someone want to go into the educational field to recruit teachers? This is a statement to recruit teachers for your district, and even from some of those students going to school next year and trying to find a major to go into, a profession to go into. Why should they go into teaching?
Oh, absolutely. Teachers are the best recruiters of other teachers. I think at our individual schools, we have some very competitive people, so they go out to recruit the best to help them in their plight for what they're trying to do in their individual schools. As a former teacher, all of us, actually, we all participated in that. We wanted the very best for our students, because if your team is strong, you don't have to work as hard or as long. Additionally, the teachers display some of the great things that they're doing inside of their classrooms, and you have other teachers in surrounding areas that are taking a look at that, and they're saying, I want to be a part of that. So come one, come all, we welcome you. If you're highly certified, please come join the Glcsd team. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. We have children that are eager to learn. We have teachers that are working collaboratively. Our book study, we're working on building teams that work, that are bigger and better than ever. We are bigger. We're better. We're a young group of administrators, eager to learn, willing to work with other people, and we do not have any limitations. So come to a place where you can work and you can serve your purpose. Education is a purpose-filled area, so if you have a purpose and you have a love for children, we welcome you.
The House passed, and I think the Senate did yesterday, about $1,000 pay raise for teachers, not just teachers, but also assistant teachers. That sounds good. That is good for the teacher and for the assistant teachers. For districts that tight budgets, how they handle that?
Well, as you just said, this came down from someone higher than us, so it's not how we handle it, we do. We just handle it. It's not a matter of how, you just do it. We're excited about it because when you work with people and you show them some form of appreciation and gratitude, financial gratitude. They give you a better performance on the job.
It's a great
And
recruitment tool.
It's a great recruitment tool, but it also shows that the state of Mississippi is dedicated to improving the education of students, and definitely we're doing it in the district. But as an entity alone, we can't sustain it, so we need a little help from state to help us with some of these initiatives and funding for higher teacher pay and
Right.
assistant pay.
One thing the district is not short on, that is publicity and information out to the district, web page, Facebook page, television, online. Many times Dr. Brown is real busy, so she can't make it, but she'll send you all out, and you are gracious to come out and talk about that. But talk about the transparency of the Greenwood and Florida Consolidated School District.
We are a new district, and I think what we have observed and what people have communicated is that they have a fear of the unknown. So we're addressing that by being transparent, working with the community, doing things like speaking here on the radio station to provide updates on what we're doing, why we're doing it, what impact it will have on students, so that people are more comfortable with us and they buy into what we're doing. So if you have any requests or suggestions, we ask that you bring them directly to us so that we can address your issues in a timely manner, because sometimes understanding or clarity goes a long way.
Some students are really good in their school district. They're being awarded, and at the same time, not only do the people in the house, mom and dad, would know how well they are, but how good they are. But the neighborhood too, folks that's driving down the street, we see some signs out saying that superintendent list or principal list or something like that.
Absolutely.
Talk about that idea and how that inspires students to even do better.
Well, first of all, we're very proud of the students in the Glcsd, and the superintendent wanted to do something to show those students that we acknowledge you, we respect what you're doing, and we're encouraging what you're doing. And what better way than to tell the community what you're doing and hopefully inspire other students to work so that they can get a sign. I think we were talking earlier, we want a sign. I don't know which one we would get, but we would like a sign. It's just an outward display and the pride that the students have about the work that they're doing academically. And I see nothing wrong with that.
Mr. Pooley, a lot of folks are getting used to the idea of Greenwood School District, the Florida County School District merging. You've been a part of that most of your life. Father was in the LaFleur County. Mother was in the Greenwood School District. Talking again about the reason that it has been kind of a smooth transition. You've seen it from both sides. Make that transition go smoothly as this is going.
Our superintendent has developed a strong team of administrators. Those administrators have developed a strong team of teachers. Our teachers are working daily to develop strong students who are capable of performing anywhere in the United States. We know that Rome wasn't built in a day, but we work each day to try to meet the needs of our students. We have had my career started in the LaFleur County School District, and all of us have varied experiences, but all of us have the same passion and drive on the inside to educate children, no matter where we come from, no matter what our backgrounds are. We have that same drive, and I think that drive is definitely seen in our superintendent, and it just permeates the entire central office. And I think that's what we're seeing in our school district. It's not about me. It's about the boys and girls of our school district.
When Dr. Brown was on this program before, she didn't sugarcoat. We talked about the third grade gate and that some folks got trapped into that. But the reading level, she said, it's not only a problem with the third graders, but she said across the district. How do you address that, and how are you addressing the reading ability of even high school students?
What we have done since we've been back this second semester, we've analyzed our data. We see where our weaknesses are. We, myself and our chiefs of elementary education and secondary secondary education, we met with all of our ELA teachers. We pulled down the actual tests that our students took, and we analyzed it question by question. What is it that our students are getting caught up on? We analyzed strategies. We talked about what should the strategies look like moving forward in our classroom. We spoke about and met about instructional expectations for our students. We even looked at the amount of time, because students are timed when they're tests. We even recognize that time is a factor. Sometimes students may not finish an assessment. So we even broke it down to how many minutes students would need per passage. And so what we're doing is we are simulating that testing experience in our classrooms, where we're providing our students with that timed experience in class so that it's not a shock at the end of the year for testing. Also, with our guided reading strategies, we've shared with teachers, sometimes our students, we recognize that as an ELA teacher, that we want to make sure that we're checking for understanding. How do we know that our students are comprehending what it is that they're reading? So we've met about strategies in order to, if we're checking a math problem, we can check the students' procedures and how they're working it out. But in an ELA, it doesn't really work like that. So we've employed strategies to use so the teachers, our ELA teachers, can check their thinking while they're thinking using graphic organizers. A long time ago, they were called the bubble maps and double bubble maps. But now we're using various different flow charts and different strategies such as those to help guide students' reading, but not just to guide their reading, as a tool for teachers to check to see just how they're thinking, and in order to apply that to their comprehension skills and to the assessment items.
One thing the district can get an A on across the board this past year, whether it's athletics. Ms. Coleman, you played basketball, very competitive. Mr. Pullip hit it one time. I think Mr. Johnson was always in the lab, though. but talk about what it means for this district to have the success it did this past year in football.
Don't let Mr. Johnson fool you. He is a former coach. But I'll tell you what, the success on the field, specifically the football field, is an outward demonstration for us to see that when students work hard for anything, what can happen. And the success of all three teams didn't happen just this year. The students have been preparing for a number of years, working hard, developing strategies. The only thing that we want to see that they translate that work ethic and that success into the classroom. It's not a separate entity, it's one and the same. We're going to use what we've learned from our athletic program to spill over into our academic programs, and we want to celebrate the whole child. We want to give them a great learning experience. If nothing else, it's been a wonderful experience for those players this year, and we'd like to congratulate all of them who recently, they just recently had signing day, and congratulations to all of our scholar athletes who received scholarships. Well deserved.
Another thing that Dr. Brown has been doing since she became the superintendent is trying to get the parents to come out,
Yes.
even through a lot of asking and incentives, door prizes.
Yeah.
Making any progress in that area?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. What we've observed with many of our parents is they just want to know, be informed of those meetings and be provided with multiple opportunities. One thing that we've done as a district is to provide those meetings at different times of the day so that we can catch parents who may not be able to come during the school day and have some of those parent meetings and some of those programs after hours. So we've adjusted the way we've done things in the way we do business so that we can get all parents out at some point in time. And while parents may not be able to make every event, they'll be able to make some of those events. Because your child needs you, we need you. The parents are the single most important weapon we have in bridging that gap between school and home. If we're doing the same things at home that we're doing at school and teaching some of those same skills and some of those same values at school that we're doing at home, it will work out for the students.
Since you have the mic, we'll start with you with the parting thoughts for today.
Thank you to the Glcsd school community for your support We look forward to being bigger and better. We've only been in existence for a little better than 6 months. The expectations of us is the exact same as other districts who have been around a long time. I just want you to know that we're working hard every day, and we're doing it for the students in the district.
We want the community to know that we have 5 goals. Goal number 1, to increase student achievement. Goal number 2, to provide safe and orderly schools. Goal number 3, to provide a positive educational experience. Goal number 4, to increase parent and community involvement. And goal number 5, to maintain fiscal integrity and accountability. Our district cannot reach those goals without the assistance and the support from our community. We encourage you all to come out, support our schools, support our children. We are headed in the right direction. We need the support. We encourage your suggestions, your concerns, and we're working daily to reach our mission and our vision. We look forward to continuing to improve achievement in all of our schools, and we just continue to ask for your continued support.
We would love to thank all of our stakeholders throughout the community, as well as our students and our teachers, for continuing to support us and continuing to help us throughout this process. But we want to continue to focus on our focus, and that's investing in every student in developing them for the future. And we would just like to say the Greenwood LaFleur Consolidated School District has an open door policy. We welcome the community to come in. We welcome the support. And we just ask that you reach out to us for any questions or concerns that you have, and we will make sure that we address those concerns as swift and as immediately as possible.